Hello, my dear students. Welcome to English 808 Vocational Education. This is Unit 7. Today, we're going to have Lesson 7, which is Reading Comprehension. By the end of this lesson, we're going to achieve two main objectives. The first one is to define new vocabularies. The second one is to identify cause and effect in a reading comprehension. I'd like you to listen carefully and read with me the presented reading comprehension. Let me start. So, this summer, I went to Vietnam to do some voluntary work. My name is Mary, and I'm 18 years old. I volunteered in an orphanage with about 220 children. I worked with 25 babies and young children. I decided to be a part of this job because it's a noble one, and it would teach me a lot. I loved working in the baby rooms of the orphanage. At first, it was really hard to see so many babies without a home. But after some time, I liked the babies like they were my own. I became specially attached to a 3-month-old baby. Her name was Kathy. She was left at the orphanage due to a war in her country, which made her end up alone. The younger children were adorable. They all just wanted our attention and love. I also became extremely attached to a 9-year-old girl. The first time I met her, her eyes were drawn in tears. She never played with any other children, neither talked to them. By the end of my time there, she was laughing and smiling. During my time at the orphanage, I fed babies and played with them. I loved every minute of the time I was there. All the children were so sad when I left, but I don't think they were as sad as I was. This experience changed my life. Thus, I'm proud of myself. Now, let me ask you, my dear students, what is the text about, or what is the main idea of the text that we have read together? So, the text is about a voluntary work done by Mary, where? At an orphanage. She spoke about several stuff. She spoke about her experience, her tasks there, and her feelings towards the experience. Let's move to the new vocabularies that we have read together, or the ones written and highlighted at the text. Starting with a very important word, which is orphanage. What is an orphanage? An orphanage is a place for the care and education of orphans, which means the orphans are raised and grow up at an orphanage. Now, this picture, just an example of any orphanage at any place. The next word or vocabulary is volunteer. Who is a volunteer? A volunteer is a person who freely, pay attention to the word freely offers to take part in a task without getting anything in return. Look at this picture. It shows that the volunteers always have the initiative to raise hands and give without getting anything in return or without even being paid. The next word is noble. What is a noble? The word noble is used to describe high morals and principles, qualities, ideals. For example, we could say doctors do a noble job. That's why this picture symbolizes raising our hats for them. Moreover, we have the word adorable. Adorable is a very commonly used word. Let's see the meaning. When something is inspiring great affection or wonderful or lovely is called adorable. Extremely. When do I use the word extremely? I use it when anything is excessive or it reached the maximum limit. To a very great degree, excessively, maximum, as I have previously mentioned. Last but not least, the word fed. It's very easy and it means give food to someone. And if instead of saying I gave food for the children, I can say I fed the children. And here is a clarification for the word fed. Let me test your knowledge now. You will fill in the gaps using the new words that we just have spoken about. There is one extra word. So basically, I want you to use these words and fill these 6 sentences gaps using them. Don't forget there is an extra word. I'll give you 2 minutes. Go ahead and do it. So now let's check the answers together. The first one, I will volunteer in the health clinic, which means I'll work at the health clinic without being paid or expecting to get anything in return. Teachers do a noble job. I just gave you an example of doctors. So teachers also do a noble job. I haven't slept at all. So I am extremely tired. Extremely, as I've said, it's maximum. If someone haven't slept at all, so definitely he's extremely tired. The duck fed her ducklings before herself. Instead of saying the duck gave food to her ducklings, we could say fed. Annie grew up in an orphanage. For the ones who are wondering, Annie is a character from a movie. And she grew up in an orphanage, or she was raised at an orphanage. Last one, I visited a kindergarten. The children were so adorable, or let's say cute or lovely. I hope you got them right. And for the ones who have mistakes, don't worry. You can practice further in order to be very good at those vocabularies. Let's move now to the second objective, which is cause and effect. Let's see this exercise, or let's say the example, which is taken from the reading comprehension that I have started the lesson with. She was left at the orphanage due to a war in her country, which made her end up alone. Pay attention, my dear students, to this sentence. What is cause? A war at her country. Let me clarify. A cause is a reason, or it's something that made something else happen. Let's go back to the extract. She was left at the orphanage. Yes, she was left at the orphanage, but why? There has to be a reason. The reason is due to a war in her country. So now, in this extract, we have a cause, which is the war at her country. So, what is the effect? End up alone. Because of this war at her country, made her end up alone. This is the result that she came up with. Because of the war, she ended up alone. Let me give you just another example from my own. I haven't gone to work because I have flu. So there is cause, there is effect. Now the cause is the flu. I got flu. So what is the result? What did this flu do to me? It didn't let me go to work. So that's the effect. The cause creates the effect. That's in other words. This is just extra clarification. The cause usually creates the effect. Here are some keywords that can help you identify the cause and effect. How would I know which one is the cause? How would I know which one is the effect? Of course, there are some keywords which clarifies this idea. Let's see. The word because. Remember, I just told you I haven't gone to work because I had flu. So there is cause and there is effect, and I have linked them together using because. Since is another keyword. Therefore, consequently, thus, if or then. So, as a result, due to, or in order to. Now, I'll give you 3 extracts, as you can see at the slideshow. I will ask you to read them carefully, and I want you to specify which one is the cause and which one is the effect. Let me read the extracts for you. Number 1, I decided to be a part of this job because it's a noble job and it would teach me a lot. Where's the cause? Where's the effect? Number 2, she was left at the orphanage due to a war at her country, which made her end up alone. Which one is the cause? Which one is the effect? Pay attention. Number 3, this experience changed my life, as it was a summer that I didn't waste, in which I learned a lot from the orphans. There's a cause and there's an effect. I'll give you 2 minutes, think carefully, and we'll check the answers together. So let's see together. I have highlighted the keywords which identify the cause and effect in red. Pay attention. The first one is because. So the cause is be a part of this job, which means the voluntary work, and the effect, of course, it will teach me a lot. If she did this, if she joined the voluntary work, this would teach her a lot, and that's the result or the effect. Number 2, the cause was the war at her country, and the effect, she was left at the orphanage. Last one, the cause was she worked as a volunteer, and how did this end up, or what's the effect of this cause? It changed her life, or it changed my life. We came to the end of our lesson. Thank you so much for paying attention, and we'll see you soon in another lesson. Goodbye.